Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the NHL playoffs. I am so excited that they are finally here. They start today, and hopefully, you know what hopefully means. You know what hopefully means. Let's get into it though. Let's make our picks for this year's NHL playoffs. The thing about the NHL playoffs is that it's always just hellfire and brimstone. I feel like every year the teams that aren't supposed to win will win, and it's crazy stuff that always happens. So let's make some picks, shall we? First matchup is Vegas and the Jets. Now, I do think Vegas is definitely the better team. They didn't make the playoffs last year because of a historic collapse. They just completely threw away like a great roster, but they're back this year. They won the Pacific Division with 111 points, right behind Edmonton. I think they're going to win this one against Winnipeg, who barely got in with 95 points. I will say one thing, though. Winnipeg only has 3 OT losses, so maybe they're good if games go to overtime. I don't know. I think this is a good series, though. I'm going to take Vegas in 6. Next one, Oilers-Kings. This is really tough. These two teams are very strong. Let's look at the Kings first. I don't know. They're just a really strong team. Okay, it's not even these are both just really strong teams, but I think the Oilers are gonna win just because if they need to, they can just lean on McDavid to get him a goal. Whereas I don't think the Kings have a guy like that, so I think close, but I'm gonna take the Oilers in this one. Oilers in 7. I think this is a really good series. Next we have the Avalanche and the Seattle Kraken making their NHL playoff, their first appearance at the NHL playoffs. Now, of course, Colorado won the cup this past year. They beat Tampa in the final. Seattle. The thing about Seattle is they're a really well-rounded team. They really don't have a weakness, and they play really well together. And they're a pretty young team too. That's most when you're an expansion team, you got to draft young players for the future because, well, you have nobody else. But they still managed to get 100 points this year. They're a really strong team. And I am going to take the Avalanche, but I think this is a competitive series. I think this goes at least 6. I feel like Seattle's going to have a really big advantage at home. Those fans, I feel like, are going to be pumped for a home playoff series. And then Dallas and the Wild. I'm going to take the Wild. Kirill Kaprizov is absolutely amazing. I love him. He's a terrific player. They have a really good supporting cast around him. They've been starting to come into their own in these recent years. The Stars are still really good, but I like the Wild a little bit better. I'm going to take them. On the other side, I think Boston beats the Panthers pretty easily. Boston set an NHL record for wins this year. They had 65 wins. That's pretty crazy. Florida's all right. They're not a bad team. They were the 4th team in the Atlantic. But I don't really know if they're going to be able to keep up with Boston. I think this goes 5. Definitely give me Boston. Okay, now the series everyone, at least that I care about, as a Toronto Maple Leafs fan. The Leafs have lost in the first round of the playoffs 7 years in a row. 7 years in a row. 6 of which coming in a winner. 5 of which coming in a Game 7. 1 was in the bubble, which is a Game 5 winner go home. So basically a Game 7, and the other one they lost in 6. Matthews has been around for a while now. So is Marner. This is this is as good as the team's gonna get. If they can't win a first round series this year, I don't know if it's ever gonna happen in my lifetime. I don't know. They're stacked again. They're just stacked. They have Matthews. They picked up Ryan O'Reilly in the offseason. Their 3 centers are Matthews, Tavares, O'Reilly. David Kampf has been playing really well. Michael Bunting, solid. Kyle Clifford, solid. Mitch Marner, William Nylander, great players. Timothy Liljegren has been great on the defense. They still have Morgan Riley, Jake Muzzin, TJ Brody. I don't really know what else this team needs. Now, the one thing is that Matt Murray, their starting goaltender, did get hurt near the end of the year. But Ilya Samsonov, who's their backup, who's going to be the starter, has not had a bad year. 27 and 10, 2.33 goals against average, 9.19 save percentage. That's fine. And Joseph Wool, who's a real young guy. Maybe he could step up if needed. The Lightning started this year really hot, but then they were horrible near the end of the year. Near the end of the year, they were really bad. But it doesn't matter because they're going to win this series because they're playing the Toronto Maple Leafs. It'll go to a Game 7 in Scotiabank Arena, and the Lightning will win because they're playing the fucking Toronto Maple Leafs. I mean, they're not going to win. I hope they win, but it's not going to happen. Give me the Lightning in 7. I mean, it doesn't matter how good the other. They could be playing the Anaheim Ducks, and they would win. Okay, next one. I'm definitely taking the Carolina Hurricanes here. They're a really good team. They're a complete team. 113 points, barely edging out New Jersey. I think definitely can beat the Islanders. Islanders barely got into that playoff spot. I think they're about to get bounced early. I will take this is probably the best series of the first round. Rangers and Devils. I mean, rivalry right there. They're next to each other. 112 points to 107 points. I mean, this is just going to be an absolute bloodbath. But I'm going to take the Rangers. The reason is part of the reason is New Jersey had this really long streak where they just got hot in the middle of the year and they won like 10 in a row before the Leafs beat them. The Leafs actually ended their streak. They're still a good team, but I think New York's better. Trocheck, Zibanejad, Lafreniere. I don't know how Capo Caco. I mean, they're just a really good team. I mean, Shesterkin and Halak. That's a great goaltending pairing. I'm going to take the Rangers. I think they're definitely a complete team and a force to be reckoned with. On the other side, I'm going to take the Oilers. Actually, no, I'm going to take... Oh, wait, what the hell? Hold on. I don't know who I'm going to take here. I really don't know. I mean, Vegas is good. They're really good. I mean, they won that division for a reason. I mean, they got Phil Kessel now. Marchessault is still there. I don't know. I don't know. I'm going to take Vegas. I don't trust the Oilers enough. Avalanche and Wild. I'm going to take the Minnesota Wild. I think that they're a really strong team. I mean, the Avalanche had their year last year. In order for me to pick a team to repeat, I need to see them be better the second year. Does that make sense? In order for me to pick a team to win it all back-to-back years, I need to see improvement from year two from year one. And the Avalanche are still great, but I don't think they're better than they were last year. I like what the Wild have cooking. I'm going to pick them. Boston and Tampa, here's the thing. It doesn't really matter. Tampa's just so good when it comes to the playoffs. They're just so good. Like, it doesn't really matter where they're seeded. They've made the Cup final from almost every seed mark. They're so good when it comes to the playoffs. And I know the Bruins have had a terrific year. I know they have. But the President's Trophy doesn't mean a damn thing come to playoff time. Tampa always finds a way. They always find a way. And I'm going to take them. I'm going to take the Tampa Bay Lightning. Rangers and Hurricanes. I'm telling you right now, I really like the Rangers. I think they're going to be a really tough team to beat. They're definitely a big sleeper team. I don't know if a lot of teams are going to be able to hang with the Rangers. They're a really strong team. Maybe they get knocked out by New Jersey. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. But I would be wary if I play the New York Rangers. They're a really good team. And then to go to the Cup final, I don't know. I really don't know. I love Kirill Kaprizov, dude. He's so good. He's so good. I don't know. Dude, I don't know. I have no idea. You know what? The state of hockey's coming through. Give me the Minnesota Wild. And then over here, oh, that's tough. That's really tough. I don't know. The Lightning have just not ended this year well. But they're still just so good, dude. You just can't count them out. You never can. Dude, bro, they just have all the experience, dude. Oh, but the range, I don't know, dude. I just don't know. I'm gonna take the Lightning, and then I know this is about to be kind of a boring pick, and y'all might think I'm just stupid, but hold on. Oh my God, why won't this thing work? It won't. Why won't? Okay, I'm taking Tampa Bay. I just, you just can't count them out. It's like they're a whole different team when it comes to the playoffs. When Tampa Bay makes the playoffs, they're a whole new team. It doesn't matter if they have been shit for parts of the year. It doesn't matter. When the playoffs come, Tampa shows up. They show up. If I'm putting my money on any team to win this bracket, I'm putting my money on any team. I don't know what the odds are. I'm taking the Tampa Bay Lightning. Because they're what are the odds? I'm just curious what the odds are for each team. If it lets me look. Stanley Cup champion. Bruins. I like what's this. Bruins, Hurricanes, Avalanche, Maple Leafs, or Lightning, or any other team. I think it's definitely going to be one of those 5 for sure. Original 6 versus Field. It's Rangers or Leafs or Bruins. Canadian team or Field. Jaromir Jagr's former team or Field. That's interesting. I'm just saying, push comes to shove, I'm taking the Tampa Bay Lightning. Hopefully the Leafs will beat them. But thank you guys for watching, and I will see you with some Maple Leafs Lightning streams. Hopefully, God damn it, the Leafs better win.